Look, it's a professional term which comes from basically the person that all the news come to him and he decides what will go out. But I chose that because I thought these are the people that are our Israeli gatekeepers. They are the ones that are standing in the front line, defending Israel against terror, and that's why I chose that name. First of all, you have that image, you have kind of image in your mind of those people which is much more harsh than what it is in the reality. In reality, I found that a very pragmatic people that are patriots, that are really, really concerned about the state of Israel and about the security of the state of Israel, and that understands until what kind of measure you can take force with. And that force leads you until a certain point, and beyond that, you need to go to another place. But definitely some of them, I thought about them in one way and a completely different way after I interviewed them. Mostly to the better. Look, at the end of the day, they are professionals. They have a job to carry, and the profession is to stop terror from terror attacks on Israel, stop espionage, protect the leaders of Israel, but most of their work is against terror. And by that, they are allowing the leaders of Israel to think freely where do they want to take Israel politically. Mm-hmm. It's the job of the political to decide where they want politically to move, and the job of the security forces to enable them to do that and to preserve life of Israelis. And this is what they do. They cannot decide for politicians. It means, although one of the head of the Shin Bet should think, I am that, let's say I would go on another way. If the head of the Shin Bet would have said, I think that Israel should now complicate all the West Bank, confiscate all the West Bank. I'm going to the other side, to the right, extreme right wing. It's up to the political leaders to decide what to do and how he believes that Israel should move, and to the Knesset. Not to that extent. Not to that extent. Look, I think most of them have said that in the political system that exists in Israel, you cannot run a grocery store, because the power that small groups have on the majority is much more than their political focus on the ground. So, for example, the settlers movement, which is the most strongest political movement in Israel, for decades, kind of, dictated to the politicians what to do. And although it was always on the look today, today you see Netanyahu says that he's for a two-state solution, that he's willing to go for that. Nobody even believes that he will be able to do that with the kind of party that he has and with the kind of coalition that he has. So definitely, I think that when you witness that day to day, like the head of the Shin Bet have witnessed that, you become a bit of, you don't like politicians and you don't really appreciate politicians. Look, I don't think that I don't agree to determine that they are peaceniks. I think that they are pragmatists. And this is the most important thing. They are pragmatists, and they see Israel, and nobody knows better than them who is the Palestinian, and whether there is a partner in the Palestinian side, and nobody knows better than them what is the price that the Israeli society is paying for the maintaining of the occupation. So it comes from being pragmatic, from seeing the whole big picture and saying it's not good for the state of Israel. It's not that they became, leftists. They are not leftists. I don't think, some of them, Yuval Diskin is definitely, his policy, he is the father of targeted assassination. To tell that he is a bleeding heart leftist is not something true, but it comes from really, really deep understanding of the situation that Israel is with, and coming and understanding what Israel should strive for the best interest of Israel.